Now that we've learned a little about inheritance, we can use this to clean up our code. So this is the code from the previous exercise. It works, but it's quite verbose. There's a lot of repetition. So we can use inheritance to simplify this code, make it a little more readable and a little more dry. That is, don't repeat yourself. Let's start by defining a member class. We'll make this the superclass or parent of the other three types, that is project manager, designer, and developer. And all these types have some common attributes, and that is the name and salary attributes. So let's go ahead and define those on our member class. And again, in all three cases, they use the same constructor. So we can define our own constructor in the member class, initialize, that takes name and salary. Now, here's where the magic starts. We can make our project manager class inherit from the member class. That is to say that the member class is the superclass of project manager. And because we've already defined the accessor's name and salary and the relevant constructor in the member class, we no longer need it defined in our project manager class. So we've just saved ourselves some lines of code. Similarly, for our developer, a developer is also a type of member, so we can inherit from member there. And again for our designer. Let's check to make sure that our code still executes the way we expect. So it looks like our code behaves in the same way, but we've simplified the code. We've reduced some complexity and eliminated some unnecessary repeated lines of code. But we can actually go one step further here. Not only can we inherit constructors and attributes from our parent class, but we can also inherit methods. So recall that our dayrate and toS methods are actually identical in all three of the classes, designer, developer, and project manager. So we can now copy, or cut rather, these two methods from the project manager and paste them into the member class and delete them entirely from the developer and designer classes. So each of the three classes has these two methods defined inherently inside the member class. So they inherit them from the superclass. So each class is left with the only thing that is actually unique to that class, and in these cases, the role. So the role method for project manager simply returns the string project manager. We could use that, we're using that to describe the role. Similarly for developer and for designer. And running our code still has the same effect. So we've used inheritance to simplify our code, reduce the amount of lines of code that we have to write, and make it far more readable. Well done on getting through this exercise.